The automotive industry is facing an unprecedented crisis. Dealership lots across America are packed with unsold inventory, and the numbers tell a sobering story. Today, we're diving into the most overpriced vehicles that dealers simply can't move despite desperate attempts to clear their lots. The market has shifted dramatically. With interest rates soaring and banks denying 1 in 5 auto loans, the industry is at a breaking point. 3 million new vehicles are sitting unsold across the country, a staggering 120% increase since 2023. The average new vehicle price has climbed to $48,400, while interest rates hover around 7% for new vehicles and 11% for used ones. Monthly payments have reached record highs, averaging $760 for new vehicles and $525 for used ones. This combination has created a perfect storm in the automotive market. First up, the Lincoln Navigator. This full-size luxury SUV commands a jaw-dropping price tag of $105,000. While it boasts a 440 horsepower twin-turbo V6 and premium features like a 48-inch panoramic dashboard and massage-capable front seats, buyers are increasingly saying no thanks. With fuel economy averaging just 16 miles per gallon and a market supply of 262 days, over 8,700 Navigators are collecting dust nationwide. When you factor in current interest rates, a fully financed Navigator could cost buyers well over $130,000 over the life of the loan. Insurance costs have nearly doubled in the past 2 years, with premium increases reaching 60% year over year in some states. For Navigator owners, this means annual insurance premiums often exceeding $3,000. The value proposition simply isn't there, especially when more efficient alternatives exist at significantly lower price points. The Jeep Grand Wagoneer represents another stunning example of overreach in pricing. Stellantis' attempt at luxury comes with an astronomical price of $112,500. Despite its imposing presence and high-end amenities, the Grand Wagoneer faces a crucial problem: Jeep's questionable reliability record. In a segment where quality is paramount, buyers spending 6 figures expect more than just premium features. The result? A 288-day market supply, with units lingering on lots across the country. Even with recent price cuts and incentives, dealers can't move these vehicles. The real kicker? With current interest rates and a 72-month loan term, buyers could end up paying over $140,000 for this vehicle. Maintenance costs are another significant concern, with basic service intervals often costing twice what you'd pay for mainstream SUVs. Let's look at the Land Rover Discovery Sport, where we see a perfect storm of problems. Consumer Reports gave it a mere 30 out of 100 for predicted reliability, one of the lowest scores in its class. Its underwhelming 2-liter 4-cylinder engine delivers lackluster performance, managing only 19 miles per gallon despite its smaller displacement. At $55,000, buyers expect more than just a prestigious badge. The suspension issues and transmission problems have become notorious among owners, leading to a 269-day market supply. Warranty claims are significantly higher than class averages, with transmission repairs often costing owners $5,000 or more out of warranty. Dealers are struggling to justify the price tag when similarly sized SUVs from more reliable manufacturers offer better performance and fuel economy at lower price points. The Audi Q8 demonstrates how overpricing can doom even a solid vehicle. At $85,000, it's essentially a less practical Q7 with a sleeker roofline. When buyers can get the more versatile Q7 for $15,000 less, complete with a 3rd row of seats and better fuel economy, the Q8's value proposition crumbles. The market has responded with a 270-day supply. What's particularly telling is that even Audi loyalists are choosing other options within the brand's lineup. The Q8's price point puts it in direct competition with more established luxury SUVs that offer better value retention and lower maintenance costs. The vehicle's complexity also raises concerns about long-term reliability, with the air suspension system alone costing upwards of $4,000 to replace. The BMW 5 Series presents another fascinating case of market misalignment. Once celebrated for its driving dynamics, the latest generation has lost its edge. At $66,000 to start, with most loaded examples pushing well past $75,000, it's competing in a market where luxury SUVs increasingly dominate buyer preferences. Even loyal BMW enthusiasts are gravitating towards the X-Series SUVs, leaving over 3,200 units gathering dust with a 305-day market supply. The sedan's depreciation rates have become a serious concern for buyers, with first-year value loss approaching 30%, a significant factor when considering long-term ownership costs. Maintenance costs have also skyrocketed, with the basic complex services often exceeding $1,500 and major repairs easily reaching 5 figures. The Mercedes-Benz CLA showcases how luxury brands can miss the mark even in entry-level segments. With an average price of $51,300, the CLA struggles to justify its premium positioning. Insurance costs are particularly brutal, averaging $2,918 annually. The cramped rear seats and firm ride quality contradict the luxury experience buyers expect from the brand. With a market supply of 134 days and 3,479 units sitting unsold, it's clear that buyers are finding better value elsewhere in the segment. Speaking of EVs, let's examine the Fiat 500e's market struggles. While charming, its $34,500 price tag is hard to justify given its mere 141-mile range, less than half of what competitors offer. Add in a cramped interior and unrefined ride quality, and you can see why it sits on lots for 288 days on average. The EV market has evolved rapidly, but the 500e seems stuck in the past. For similar money, buyers can find electric vehicles with double the range and more interior space. Even with federal tax incentives, dealers are finding it nearly impossible to move these units without significant price cuts. The limited range particularly impacts resale values, with 3-year-old examples often worth less than 40% of their original price. The Volkswagen ID.4 represents another EV struggling to find its market. Priced at $42,000, this compact electric SUV faces stiff competition from more established players. With a market supply of 273 days and 4,087 unsold units, dealers are struggling to move inventory despite aggressive incentives. Software issues and a clunky infotainment system have plagued the model, while range anxiety remains a significant concern for potential buyers. Volkswagen's recent announcement of global workforce reductions, including 35,000 jobs by 2030, has created additional uncertainty around the brand's EV commitment. The Nissan Z represents another troubling trend in the market. Despite its heritage and performance credentials, this sports car sits unsold for an average of 350 days, the longest of any model in our analysis. Priced at $55,000, it faces stiff competition from both traditional sports cars and newer performance EVs. Production delays initially hurt its launch momentum, but the bigger issue is the price point. Previous Z models were known for offering accessible performance, but this new generation has priced itself out of its traditional buyer base. With over 2,000 units sitting on lots nationwide, dealers are starting to offer significant discounts, but even these aren't enough to stimulate sales. The lack of a manual transmission option on the high-performance Nismo trim has particularly disappointed enthusiasts, who represent a crucial market segment for sports cars. These extended inventory times aren't just problematic for dealers, they're catastrophic for their bottom lines. Every day a vehicle sits unsold incurs floor plan financing costs, similar to credit card interest. These costs eat into potential profits and force dealers to eventually take losses just to move inventory. The situation has become so dire that many dealerships are turning away new inventory allocations, creating a ripple effect through the entire automotive supply chain. With the average American carrying $7,200 in credit card debt, ironically matching the average negative equity in their current vehicles, the market for high-priced vehicles continues to shrink. Now let's examine how truck manufacturers have contributed to this crisis. The GMC Sierra AT4X exemplifies the industry's pricing overreach. Just a few years ago, an equivalent truck cost between $50,000 and $60,000. Today, it commands an $85,000 price tag with the 6.2-liter V8. Even with employee pricing and incentives, these trucks sit unsold. When you factor in current interest rates and a typical 72-month loan, buyers are looking at total costs exceeding $120,000. The market's response? These trucks now regularly sit on lots for over 200 days. The Ford F-150 Lightning demonstrates the EV market's cooling. Despite Ford slashing prices by up to $20,000 and offering 0% financing for 72 months, dealers can't move their inventory. The truth is, truck buyers remain skeptical of electric powertrains, especially given the Lightning's real-world range limitations when towing. Practical tests show range dropping by 50% or more, with even moderate trailer loads, making the Lightning impractical for many traditional truck uses. Even with government tax credits, the value proposition doesn't add up for traditional truck buyers. Dealers report having dozens of units in stock, many sitting for over 180 days. The situation with Ford's conventional F-150 lineup isn't much better. The lot we visited had rows of unsold F-150s in various trims, from XLT to Limited. The pricing tells the story. A well-equipped F-350 with a 6.7-liter Power-stroke diesel now commands $101,000. Similar trucks cost $50,000 to $60,000 just a few years ago. Even the F-150 Raptor, once commanding hefty markups, now sits with $4,000 to $7,000 discounts. The performance truck market has become particularly vulnerable to economic pressures, with many buyers unable to justify these vehicles as second or third cars in their households. Toyota, long known for reliability and value, hasn't escaped this crisis. The new Tacoma, built in Mexico, starts at $53,000 for well-equipped models. Despite Toyota's reputation, buyers are balking at paying premium prices for a mid-sized truck with a 4-cylinder engine. Dealers are now regularly offering $6,000 to $8,000 discounts just to move inventory. The Tundra faces similar challenges, with units sitting on lots for 220 to 250 days, unheard of for Toyota trucks. The story gets more interesting with Toyota's recent product decisions. The new Land Cruiser, a nameplate once synonymous with reliability and capability, now sports a 4-cylinder engine with a $60,000 starting price. The decision to downsize from the legendary V8 to a turbocharged 4-cylinder hasn't sat well with traditional Land Cruiser buyers. Meanwhile, Toyota's hybrid strategy, particularly with trucks, has raised eyebrows. The iForce Max hybrid systems add significant cost without delivering proportional fuel economy benefits. These hybrids often command $5,000 to $8,000 premiums over conventional powertrains, yet deliver only marginal efficiency gains. The quality implications of Toyota's Mexican production have also become a talking point. While the company saved 80% on labor costs by moving Tacoma production south of the border, build quality hasn't matched that of Japanese or American-built predecessors. Dealers report increased warranty claims for fit and finish issues, particularly with interior materials and panel alignment. The Ram lineup presents perhaps the most alarming statistics. Over 25,000 new Ram pickup trucks are currently available nationwide, with an average lot time exceeding 460 days, nearly a year and a half. Even with discounts of $20,000 or more on higher trim models like the TRX, these trucks aren't moving. The situation is so dire that many Ram dealers are losing money monthly, with some facing potential bankruptcy. The Ram TRX, in particular, demonstrates how quickly the market has shifted. This 702-horsepower super truck launched to great fanfare and dealer markups, but now sits with significant discounts. Dealers are slashing prices from $125,000 to $110,000 on final edition models, yet they still struggle to find buyers. The combination of 8 to 10 mpg fuel economy and high insurance costs makes these vehicles increasingly difficult to justify, even for enthusiast buyers. The situation extends beyond the TRX. Standard Ram 1500s, particularly in higher trim levels, face similar challenges. Laramie and Limited models, often optioned past $75,000, now regularly sit for 200-plus days. The brand's reliability reputation hasn't helped. Consumer Reports ranks Ram near the bottom for dependability, with transmission and electrical issues being common complaints. The focus on oversized SUVs has particularly backfired. The new GMC Yukon XL Denali, priced at $96,000, epitomizes this problem. After interest and fees, buyers are looking at total costs exceeding $125,000. Family buyers are increasingly opting for more efficient and affordable alternatives, leaving these full-size SUVs to gather dust. The GMC Yukon situation reflects a broader crisis in the full-size SUV segment. The Chevrolet Tahoe and Suburban, mechanical twins to the Yukon, face similar challenges. Even with GM's aggressive incentive programs, including 0% financing for 36 months and cash allowances up to $6,000, these vehicles often sit for 150-plus days. The math simply doesn't work for many families. With average fuel costs, insurance premiums over $2,500 annually, and maintenance expenses, the total cost of ownership can exceed $150,000 over a 5-year period. The Cadillac Escalade, another GM full-size SUV, presents an even more extreme case. With V models approaching $150,000, these luxury behemoths exemplify the industry's pricing hubris. Even wealthy buyers are hesitating, leading to unprecedented inventory levels at Cadillac dealers. The introduction of the all-electric Escalade IQ, with its $130,000 starting price, has only complicated matters, as potential buyers wait to see how the market develops. Meanwhile, the sweet spot in today's market centers around the $30,000 to $40,000 range. Vehicles like the Ford Maverick Lariat, priced at $38,000, are selling quickly. This trend clearly shows that consumers are prioritizing value and efficiency over size and luxury features. The success of these more affordable models proves that buyers haven't disappeared. They've simply become more practical. The repercussions of this inventory crisis extend beyond dealerships. Major manufacturers are implementing significant workforce reductions. Volkswagen plans to cut 35,000 jobs globally by 2030. Nissan is laying off 9,000 employees worldwide. Even luxury brands aren't immune. BMW and Mercedes-Benz report record-high profit losses. These cuts signal a fundamental shift in the automotive industry. What does this mean for consumers? While some hope for fire sale prices, reminiscent of past market corrections, the reality will likely be more nuanced. Dealers facing bankruptcy may sell vehicles at 10 to 15% below invoice, significant savings, but not the 50 to 60% discounts some buyers anticipate. For example, a $50,000 truck might sell for $38,000 to $40,000 before a dealership closes its doors. The signs of dealership distress are already visible. Many are refusing new inventory allocations, unable to handle the floor plan financing costs of unsold vehicles. Others are desperately offering unprecedented discounts on luxury trims that commanded hefty markups just a year ago. Premium models like the Jeep Wrangler Rubicon 4xe now regularly see discounts exceeding $20,000. Looking ahead, this crisis will likely accelerate industry consolidation. Smaller dealerships will close or be absorbed by larger groups. Some brands may disappear entirely. Stellantis, with its 14 brands, has already indicated it will need to cut several marquees in the next 18 months. The takeaway is clear. The automotive industry's strategy of continuously pushing prices higher has finally hit its breaking point. With average new vehicle prices up 42% since 2019, insurance premiums doubling in the last 2 years, and interest rates remaining high, the market has spoken. Manufacturers and dealers must adapt to this new reality or face extinction. For buyers, patience may prove rewarding. As inventory ages and carrying costs mount, dealers will have no choice but to offer increasingly aggressive discounts. However, waiting too long could mean missing opportunities as inventory is reallocated or dealerships close. The key is monitoring local market conditions and being ready to act when the right combination of vehicle and price presents itself. The car market of 2025 marks a crucial turning point. The era of ever-increasing prices and dealer markups is ending, replaced by a market where value and practicality trump luxury and excess. For an industry built on selling dreams, this return to reality may be exactly what it needs.